Good morning, welcome back to Chalon-sur-Saône. I've just left my hotel, which is just there, and now I've got to get out of the city before we can get onto our cycle route for today. So I'm going to do that and I'll get back to you when I get away from the traffic. So finally I'm out of the city. Just a lake I came across. It's not part of the river or any of the canals. So I know I mentioned it at the end of the last video, but I just wanted to reiterate something about noise. I've just spent the last day and a bit in the hotel editing videos that I should have edited probably 4 or 5 days ago, but I'm catching up. But in those videos I noticed that there's lots of different noises. We've got wind noise in the camera, cleat noises from my shoes, and the trike's making various different creaking, grinding noises. Well, not too much grinding I hope. But so I just wanted to say that I understand how annoying some of these noises can be. The constant tick, 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 or creaking, and the wind noise in the microphone particularly. I am trying to sort these things out. I've now got a piece of tape in front of the microphone. Hopefully it's sort of making the air go up over the microphone through the wind muff a bit more. We'll see whether it works today or not, otherwise I'll try something else. On the cleats, I went out and bought some new cleats yesterday. I figured the other ones were getting old and maybe that's why I couldn't manage to clean them or tighten them or adjust them enough to stop them like permanently from making noise. I can stop them making noise for like 5 or 10 minutes and then it just comes back again. So I thought, yeah, new cleats. Went out and bought new cleats back to the hotel, and taking the old cleats off of my shoes, I managed to snap 2 of the bolts off in the bottom of one shoe. Both bolts snapped. But that just goes to show how old they were, I suppose. Anyhow, I've got no tools for removing bolts from the bottoms of shoes, so those shoes are now packed up in my bags, and I've had to go back out and buy new cycling shoes. So these are mountain biking shoes, a brand called Rock Rider. I've never heard of them. I guess they're a French brand or a European brand anyhow. Obviously they've got the new cleats fitted into the bottom of them. It's not ideal. I wouldn't have liked to have bought new shoes in the middle of a tour, to be honest. I've got to hope that they're comfortable and they don't cause me any ankle or knee pain, but we'll see how we go. So other than that, I've looked over the trike and tightened up what I can. I don't want to over tighten anything and break anything, so I've tried to work on most of the things that people have suggested. Moosey, thank you for talking about the chain wheel underneath my seat. I had a look at it. I've tightened it. I say I've tightened it. It was already tight, but I've given it a little tweak, an extra tweak. I've oiled everything up. Anything else? Oh yeah, I tightened the hinge bracket right underneath my seat where the trike folds. I've tightened that up. That did actually seem to be a little bit loose. That had a little bit of give in it, so hopefully that's sort of something. But anyhow, that's probably enough about it for now. But please believe me, I am trying to sort these things out as I go along. You only have to put up with them for 15 or 20 minutes every other day. I have to put up with them all day, every day. Right, it's about time I made a move anyhow. The day's getting by and I've hardly done anything yet. I'll catch up with you in a bit. So where are we headed today then? Well, today I've turned another corner. When we were back in Mulhouse, remember, I turned west. We were heading south, then I got to Mulhouse, turned west. And after Chalon-sur-Saône, we're turning south. We've left the Eurovelo 6 behind, and today we're on to one of the French velo routes, Velo Route 50. Velo Route 50 will head us south towards Lyon. I won't get that far today, but I will get to Mâcon. Yeah, there's a campsite just north of Mâcon where I'm going to stop for the day. That'll be 40 miles. Tomorrow, all being well, I shall be doing another 40 miles, and that will take me just to the north of Lyon. Quite what to do after that, I don't know. Yeah, you can probably still hear some cleat noise, sad to say. I'm hoping it's just the new cleat wearing in, but it's that one. It's quieter now than what it was 10 minutes ago, so like I say, hopefully it's just wearing in. So this route, the V50, cuts across country for a little bit until we get back on the River Mâcon. When we're on that, we'll be on it for the rest of the day. I think it's about the first 8 or 9 miles that just cut across country through these little villages. But it won't be long before we're back on the river. So there appear to be more cyclists on the V50 than there were on any of the Eurovelo routes that I've been on so far. Granted, this is a weekend, so more people will be out cycling anyhow, but yeah, it's quite busy. So the new cleats seem to be settling in quite well. Here's hoping that's the end of that silly noise. That would be good, wouldn't it? Now, what's the next thing to go wrong? Oh, let's not talk anything up, hey? These wooden gates are quite good. The only bit I have to worry about is getting the flag through. Otherwise I can ride completely underneath them. Keep getting the smell of wood smoke. I understand that the people back in the UK are experiencing temperatures that are nearer to November and December. Well, you'll be glad to hear that they are in France as well. Everybody's got their fires lit in June. What is going on with the weather? I booked that hotel yesterday because it said it was going to be torrential rain. Well, it wasn't for most of yesterday, but the night before last, boy did it come down. Glad I weren't under canvas then. And it rained again last night as well, not as hard, but the forecast for this week, for the next 4 or 5 days, is thunderstorms every afternoon from about 2 or 3 o'clock. Right, Camute's telling me that there's a piece of road coming up, so I shall put the camera away for a little while. Well, here we are back at Mâcon. Oh, there's a steep little bridge to get on. So it's flowing that way, south. So that's the way we're headed. Into the wind, unfortunately. Well, I've just been diverted off the river. Hopefully we're not going too far off, but nice little village we wouldn't have seen anyhow. It's alright sitting on the river all day, but you never get to see this sort of thing, do you? Somebody used to live there. Lovely little villages. And half of those buildings in that village were empty. Even the church looked derelict. Bonjour. Parlez-vous anglais?
Ah, your flag
Yes.
is, we don't see it when there is nature around.
Oh, okay.
So
I need a bigger flag.
not a red one. Or
Oh, yes, yes. Okay.
Just that.
Thank you. Now, I wonder if I could get my wife on one of those. I'd want to be a bit more stable than what he is on it, however. So apparently my flag isn't very visible in the nature. Poor little flag, he's been everywhere with me. I can't get rid of that little flag. It is a bit small though. I like that bike. I've seen them before. Is it Pinot that make one of those? They break in the middle. The frame breaks in two. Yeah, I'd like one of those. Wife, I'm going to get one of those. You and I are going to go touring together. I can hear her screaming from here. Well, it wasn't long before we were back on the river. very pleasant ride when I'm out of the wind. Does everybody remember the bank? The days of the bank on the Rhine? This path is very similar. There's not a lot to point the camera at. The trees are on the wrong side of the path, that's the problem. If the trees were over here, they'd not only be a windbreak, but we'd be able to see things on the river. But this just goes on and on and on. Bit of a shame, really. Oh well, maybe we'll see something later. So I was just diverted away from the river, which is way down there somewhere, up a nasty little hill. I could do without that. I've got enough miles to do today without them adding to it. I swear they don't think about these things when they put these diversions in. Most annoying. And they divert you away from the river but then don't tell you where to go. I'm going down here, I hope it's the way back. The next junction up was a main road, so I'm not going up there. At least I've got a little bit of a downhill run for a minute anyhow. Oh, sweating now. That's all part and parcel of following rivers, unfortunately, isn't it? You have to follow the trains as well. Oh, I've just stopped here in the shade for a minute, for a break. The river's just there. Nice house overlooking the river. If I lift the camera anymore, it will go black. It doesn't like the contrast against the sky. But the only reason I point at that one is because that one next door is empty. Anybody want a chateau overlooking the River Song? That's a big house. Two broken windows upstairs, otherwise the rest look intact. I don't understand all these empty houses. So I've got 15 kilometres left to do. I think that's about 9 miles, something like that. 9.5 miles. I really did think I was going to get wet earlier on, but it got out sunny again. It's quite bright now. It's still cloudy, but barring any diversions, we are now set on this path all the way to the campsite. There goes the piece. Horrible gobbles. time for 2 minutes from the tent. Oi, I'm down here. Yes, down here. I'm relaxing. Do you mind? Yeah, it's time for 2 minutes from me in the tent. And today I wanted to talk a little bit about something that's going on behind the scenes, so to speak. You may or may not have noticed, I don't know, but I've stopped talking about rest days. The reason I do that is because of the weather. The weather continues to be foul, and I'm having to take 2, maybe 3 days off a week just because of weather. Not because I want to have a rest day or because I need a rest day or anything like that. It's purely down to rain. It keeps raining. I keep my eye on the weather forecast, and if it says in advance that it's going to be at least a couple of days of rain, then I'll book into a hotel. But otherwise, if the weather catches me off guard, then I'm not averse to just jumping into a campsite and staying there for 2 days as well. But I just thought I'd let you guys know that, because obviously on the videos that you see on YouTube it looks like every day is sunny. No, not at all. No, I'm still having to put up with quite a lot of rain. Thankfully much of it seems to be happening overnight, but it still means I have to get up and pack a wet tent. But there we go, we can manage with that. But I'm not getting too wet during the day, thank goodness. But yeah, if you were wondering where my rest days have gone, then that's most likely why. It's because I've hidden them through a little bit of YouTube trickery. Anyway, that'll do for today, and I'll see you again tomorrow. Maybe the day after. Ta-ta.